How do I leave?
5 Foot Productions Part 2 interview with Garnett Struthers. We're back. Garnett, you know, you graduated. So you didn't graduate from A&T.
No.
So tell me about your academic journey.
So once I had to withdraw from school because of the legal problems I was going through, moved to Georgia for some years, and then I ended up going to Pennsylvania, the Philly area, to move in with my brother because he was more grounded. He's a big brother, so I figured he'd give me a nice career path because I had no direction at that time. So he's the one that got me into the IT field, where I'm at now, where I've been since the early mid-90s, you know. Still there, still grinding. That's how I made my career and my life doing that. I love it. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it, if I must say so myself. You know, I'm good with people. I enjoy it, and you know, they enjoy me because they have a lot of confidence in what I do. So, but you know, everyone there knows that I'm in the military. I'm a veteran, so a lot of things that bother them just don't bother me because that's easy. You know, like certain situations and things we did in the military were way tougher and harder than what they're stating. You know, so like it's not that serious. You know, what we did before 8 o'clock in the morning is a lot more than y'all gonna do all day,
Absolutely,
right?
Man.
You know
4:30, we're doing PT. Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think. So like, yeah, calm down. It could be a lot worse because we've done a lot worse being in the military. Things, like I said, things are tougher. So, you know, it made me a stronger person. You know, a lot of stuff you can just brush off because we've been in worse situations.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, early in the morning and working 24 hours, being up 2 or 3 days in a row. You know, so civilians, you go home every night. You know, we didn't. We still in the woods trying to find our way out in the dark. You know, using a little compass.
I'm gonna throw some names at you. Sergeant Longo.
Wow. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about now? He was there briefly.
But remember, Sergeant Longo was at the unit.
When we first got there.
We got it, and then he left.
Yeah.
But we saw him when we was in desert. So we got to Saudi. That's when I saw him again.
Oh, wow.
And well, because he was at my direct command. So Sergeant Longo, he always told me, hey, pay attention to detail. Hey, stop joking around. You never know when you're going to need to do your job. And as soon as we got to Saudi, we had to do our job. Water supply, petroleum supply. Talk about it. Water supply.
We were good at it.
Yeah.
Because even though we laughed and joked, we went to the field faithfully, religiously every 3 months, and we stayed in them tents from Friday till Sunday in the winter. And we practiced our trade. You know, we knew how to set all that stuff up and break it down. When we went to Desert Storm, that stuff was a piece of cake for us because we did it all the time.
All the time.
Our unit
Every
got
weekend.
some accommodation because we were successful doing stuff where we had to hose down the vehicles before they came back. We set up something nice. Man, I was looking like, boy, we did that right there, man. It was easy because we do it all the time, and that was our specialty, and, you know, that's what we did. So that was a little sense of pride right there, you know, that it was recognized that we did a great job. And it goes back to, like you said, Longo told us, hey, we got to be serious about this, you know. And we knew that stuff inside and out.
Inside and out.
Man, do it in our sleep. Probably still.
I don't want to do none of that shit ever again, man.
Not even in the yard. You ain't got to go out in the field. In the backyard.
I don't want to do that shit ever again,
Generator,
man.
give a little hose to it.
Man, take that shit and shove it, you know what I'm saying? Man, I remember. We ain't got to talk about it, but we got to talk about it, right? So they send me, you, and Colin and 3 females to Mississippi for training. But we drove in one car.
Yeah, me, you, Lloyd.
Me, you, the Nord, 3 white females to Mississippi. And this is the best road trip of my life. I had so much fun. Just the dialogue, just the camaraderie, just think about it, we're going to Mississippi. But what we didn't know is that was the final training for us before we get deployed.
Yeah, hot weather training. That's what it was called, right?
Right? Yep.
Yep, hot weather training in Mississippi, and it was hot.
It was hot.
We didn't know what was coming down the line a few months
We did
later.
not know.
Yeah.
And when we got back from Mississippi, we had we met in Jacksonville we met for drill, and they put was in the field in Jacksonville. We did not know that we was getting ready to be deployed. So we go back to school, we go back to A&T, whatever, and stuff just happened. When you look back at the people that you met, and again, I haven't seen a lot of people from my unit. The world changed, man, once we got back from, well, I'm gonna just say it, be honest, the world changed after Colin's funeral. I mean, no one kept in contact. It was just, and I know your sister, shout out to Miyoshi. I know your sister, and me and your sister worked together for years, but that shit was so traumatic, man. Everybody just went their separate ways and just lived life. Yeah,
that's true.
How did you get out of the military? And what was the procedure you getting out of the military?
For me, I just did out my reserve time. You know, no re-enlistment or anything. There was no way I was going to re-enlist without him. You know, we did that together. So my time ran out. Moved to the Philly area. Moved to Philly, because it was in the city at the time, and that was it. You know, my military was with him. That was our thing together, and without him, you know, I couldn't do that anymore. You know, so I just let it go.
You got pictures and
8 years, I got pictures, Desert Storm stuff. Of course, I got the memories, man. You know. I can tell you some stuff about this joke, bro, but you got some stories too, man. Y'all don't know this dude was funny.
Yeah, he was he's one of the greats. I'm talking about great personalities of all time. Yeah. He is one of the funniest people I've ever known.
Non-stop.
And Garnett is one of the funniest people I've ever met. Like I said, we were all athletes. We all enjoyed each other. We all were like going to our reserve unit once a month we looked forward to it. Yeah, half the time we was in the field and the weekends was long and we couldn't wait to get the weekend over. But once we got there and those 10 hours went by fast. Once we did formation, and once we got to lunch, cause you know lunch lunch was good. Yeah, we always had a big lunch. But I learned so much from Garnett. Garnett was always the one who was like, hey man, he was lighthearted. He was always humorous and made everything fun. Now that we dealing with real life, we dealing with like in this movie we doing me versus me. So I called Garnett and I was like, hey, I'm doing this movie. I want you to just tell your story, give me some input, give me some insight on what you was thinking. Because again, what I was going through doing Desert Storm, he may not have been going through that shit, right? But Garnett, we've been talking on the phone for a while because everybody's trying to understand how this VA disability thing works, and everybody's trying to understand how to get their ratings, and understand what their symptoms are, and what claims you can file. So everybody's been going through this. So this is how we got reconnected. So Garnett, tell me about your back issues, and how did it happen, and where are you with that?
So my back issues started, we were lifting generators and hoses and all that all the time. Like we stayed in the field on the truck. And the young boys have to do it because we were the youngest, lowest ranking, and the youngest. So we had to do more than manual labor. So that just takes a toll. My shoulders are messed up now, probably from stemming from all of that and carrying the duffel bags and things were so heavy. And I still can feel it digging in my shoulder when it was so full of stuff. But, my foot went out when I was over in Desert Storm, stood up, fell back down a couple times over there. Just lost the feeling in my right foot. Didn't feel anything. That led to the back issues. And then eventually my left foot, because I was putting all my weight on my left foot. So I got both feet are bad with disability and my back. So I can't bend in any direction. It hurts all the time. I got tingling going down my arms and my legs, so that's constant. Just something, things I have to deal with on a daily basis. It's hard to sleep, always up, I was always up anyway. Now it's even worse because I can't sleep when I do try to sleep.
How much pain you in?
Constant.
But scale of 1 to 10 being the greatest, where you at?
The 10 is always in, man. But you just got to fight through it, you know.
You're a super soldier, right?
I have to be, man.
Yeah.
You know, life goes on. You know, they don't. You know, bills got to keep getting paid and so forth. You know, you got your family to take care of. So I'm always smiling, but it masks the pain.
Yeah.
You know, you cover it up.
We talk about the mask. So is the mask about trying to say, hey, I don't have any problems, or I don't want you to know I got problems, and because I'm trying to function day to day? Because I've always seen you laughing and smiling,
Yeah.
but tonight I can actually see the pain.
Yeah. If you remember the movie The Avengers, and
Yes.
there was a scene where they called Banner, and he didn't change yet, and that big thing was coming, and they said, aren't you going to turn? And he said, one thing you don't know about me is I'm always angry. He just turned just like that. With me, I'm always in pain,
Okay.
but I'm always smiling. You know, I don't let the pain stop me because I got to keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? So I just use it to mask it. You know, no one really knows what I'm going through. You know, I told somebody the other day, I can't lift my arm up higher than this.
Wow.
And they don't know that.
Right.
You know, because they see me, I see them, and I'm joking with you. You know, That's
Right.
Yeah, I'm always laughing and keeping
Right.
in stride, man, no matter what. You
So
know?
your defense mechanism is humor.
Yeah, yep. Try to stay positive about it. You know, there's times where every step I take hurts. My back feels like an accordion sometimes. You know, like every step, and sometimes both feet hurt, but I deal with it and go through it. You know, sometimes I lift one foot up, wait for the pain to go away, and I keep on going, man.
How does that impact your relationship with your wife? No, was your wife military?
No.
Okay.
No, she wasn't. We grew up together though.
Okay.
Yep.
She's from Jacksonville?
Same town.
Okay.
Yep. Same graduating class. Yep. Known her since fourth grade when I
Wow.
moved in. Yep.
Okay.
It's known her for over 45 years. Yeah. But you know, I fight through it because I don't want it to impact me not doing stuff with her.
Right, and you don't want you don't want to be less than a man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. I like to take her out, entertain her, keep her happy, do things together, build that bond. You know, so we do stuff. You know, constantly. You know, there's times where I took her to this concert and man, my foot was killing me.
Damn.
Every step I took was painful, and at the time they didn't know what it was. But every step I took hurt. But I just had to be tough for her.
So what's the diagnosis?
For that, I don't know. There was never a diagnosis. You know, they looked at everything.
You have flat feet?
Yeah, I have flat feet.
You had flat feet in high school, right?
I don't know.
'Cause you know, when we was coming up, flat feet, you couldn't get in the military with flat feet.
Yeah, so probably I don't know if they how we got by that then. It was,
But with the boots
Mhm.
we was wearing,
yeah. I know my arch fell.
mine did too. Yeah.
You know, after I went in.
Yeah.
And I remember that pain because I had never felt that before. It just came out of nowhere. I think it's my right foot. You know, the arch fell on it. And my mom had to tell me what it was, you know. It's like, what is going on? It hurts, you know, and she can see it. And even when I get custom orthotics, and you can see the difference in the left one and the right one. There's no curve in the right foot at all. So, yeah, I had a lot of feet problems and just walking and standing in one place. So you'll see me shifting a lot. I can't stand still in just one place a lot. So I wouldn't be able to do no formation stuff. Yeah, Garnett going to sit down.
Now,
Yeah.
if I remember, you had a profile when we was in. Did you have a profile?
No.
No.
No,
Yeah.
profile.
You have a profile.
Mm.
I think somebody had a profile. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the health issues,
Mm-hmm.
how does that impact your day to day? I mean, I know depression comes and goes,
Mm-hmm.
but what are your coping mechanisms?
For the depression,
Pain and the depression.
laughter. You know, I talked to someone that they try to have me go through some classes where they teach you how to cope with the pain. You know, and I told them listen to music and something like that soothes me. You know, but it doesn't really help the pain. You know, it's still there. You know, but that was just something that they were trying to get me to go through. But so I went through those courses, but it wasn't really effective. You know, my thing is just laugh, take my mind off of it, joke, make others laugh. You know, that's what gets me through. You know, either I can sit there and sulk and be down on it, or I can keep it moving and keep trying to enjoy life, man. You know.
Have you tried therapy, outpatient therapy?
For what? For what?
For the depression?
I have medication for that. We've talked about it, so I've had conversations. Yeah, so I guess
What's the diagnosis?
just depression. I've had that for a long time. It's in my records for a long time ago. You know,
Yeah.
But they just recently started treating
Do you believe in therapy?
it. Yeah.
You have a therapist
For that?
for the depression?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nope. I just had some sessions, and then they prescribed the medicine, and that's part of what they tried to do. It was just some new experiment they were trying to do with just talking you through how to cope with pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like an hour every Tuesday or something like
Okay.
that. And I went through all of that stuff. We had a video conference and everything. I did a little process, but it wasn't effective. You know, talking can't help that pain go away. You know, as soon as I get from this chair from that little session,
Yeah. Damn.
here it is again. You know, my back, accordion, and every foot. Like I said, I can't lift my arm, but you know.
So if I grab you and put you in the bear hug right now,
I'm just in the bed. That's it. I'm not that scrappy dude. No, sir. No,
you're not that wrestler.
Nah,
so I can take you right now.
Yeah.
Because I remember a time you couldn't deal with Garnett.
Nah.
You just couldn't deal with him.
Nah,
Because Garnett was a beast back in the day.
But that back, boy, that back tells me otherwise now, man. Yeah, I can't do nothing, man. Especially with the shoulders, both of them. 5 surgeries.
Damn.
2 on this one and 3 on this one, and like I said, that's it. Pain right there.
Mm-hmm.
So now can't do a lot of overhead lifting. So
And they still haven't given you 100% yet.
Nope, should be 200, but yeah.
Yeah, they should be 400.
Yeah, it's pain I deal with every day. A lot of veterans are dealing with this type of pain every day, whether
man.
mental or physical. You know, that takes a toll. All that walking, lifting, marching, you know, all this stuff. You know, constant every day, 12 hours. You know, those are long.
They want it service connected, man. So you got to prove that it's service connected.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Garnett, I know you got to travel, but I just want to honor you, and I wanted to sit down and have a conversation with you. You and I always felt like that. We've been blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we made it home.
Yeah.
Because it was at that time. I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what the outcome was going to be.
Yeah, it was unexpected.
It was unexpected, and like I said, we college students, so we didn't know.
Never thinking a war was going to be involving me.
Right.
At any point in life, I thought Vietnam was it.
Yep.
My dad was in Vietnam, and that's what helped get me through the Desert Storm stuff. You know, Dad went through that, he came back. You know, so like I got to do it too. You know, that was my motivation. You know.
And honestly, and my dad. Vietnam, William Graham, Air Force. I don't hang my hat on being a war vet, but it's a fact. I seen combat, right? When you watch movies that depict Desert Storm, is that a trigger for you?
Some things you looking like, man, that's BS.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
there was a movie. It was based on a true story, and I can't remember what. But the guy, and they told him to freeze, and he kept coming closer and closer and closer. And he had a grenade on him. That couldn't have been me.
Right.
You can't get that close to me when I told you to stop, and I'm in a hostile environment.
Yeah.
I can't remember that movie, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? And then growing up in Jacksonville, North Carolina, we experienced the Beirut bombing.
Okay.
I went to school with a lot of those kids who lost their dads, so that impacted me heavily. So I was definitely going to be armed and taking that very serious over there. You know, can't take anything for granted. Nothing was going to be taken lightly by me because I watched my classmates crying at 8 in the morning because they just heard their dad was dead in the Beirut bombing, you know, because a guy drove a truck through, you know.
What's your feel about weapons now? After the Colin incident, after Desert Storm, do you have weapons?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Keep them locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really bring them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, they're just locked up in a safe place. So some people probably they need to do more screenings, and I think that's something they're trying to do now to make sure people are okay mentally. And you know, I know there's been some recent incidents, and they were veterans that shot up some places,
Right.
and that's always going to be the thing, man. Those veterans need help. You know, someone needs to be talking to them. They need to be checking in on them. You know, to make sure they're all right, because it's easy to get access to these weapons. You know, you don't know what you're going to do until they already did it. So I don't have anything against people owning them, but how they use them is a problem. So
I'm not a gun guy. I'm not a weapon guy. But during the pandemic, because the unknown during the pandemic, So I went and got some weapons, man. I got a couple ARs, 15s or whatever, but I'm not a gun guy. Never have been.
You never were a good shooter, do you?
Oh, I was expert. And look, and I go to the range now. And look, so where you go to base it? Fort
Leonard Wood.
So I went to Fort Leonard Wood also. And I went, so Fort Leonard Wood, Fort Lee. So we was at Fort Leonard Wood. Man, we were low crawling through the mud at night. And then we was shooting live rounds.
Yeah, with the tracers.
With the tracers.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt empowered, man. That shit felt so good, man. I was like, damn, this shit is. And every time I pick up my AR, it takes me back to Fort Leonard Wood on the range.
I think of that too, because the target's popping up. I'm like, it was like a video game.
It's
right?
like a video game.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna tear all these things. So I wait that next one. Boom, yeah, boom, yeah. That was fun. So I remember the grenade course.
Yes.
Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. We went through the practice, and I was the one throwing them, and I was crushing it. So when it came time to do the live
grenade,
they had that silhouette, and I said, I'm gonna throw this thing right on his head. And I threw it because, you know, we got to throw like this.
You gotta over,
And I was watching. And that drill shot and snatched my head down. I was so cocky, man. I said, man, I know I'm putting this right on his head. And he snatched me down.
Yeah, because you almost got your head blown off. Now the gas chamber was crazy.
I was about to leave that. Yeah, I was about to tap. Boy, another 2.1 seconds. Garnett was going to be the first one out of there. Like, what is this?
That brother said, take your mask off. Whew, unseal. Shit, man, I had that white shit drop out my nose.
That needs to be banned from Earth, man. Who's using this stuff, man? I'm like, man. Said, boy, I'm looking at everybody else, man. I said, am I gonna be the first one?
Who's gonna take their mask off, man?
Boy, I'm like, I'm about to get up out of here, boy. They let us all go. Yeah, I'm like, I'm never gonna be in an environment where something like this is around. You know, like, man, this is like a little overkill. That's excessive.
You see that shit drop out your nose?
Yeah. Like 3 feet or something coming out. Like, man, y'all think that's gonna help me be a better soldier?
It was preparing you.
Yeah.
Cause that's
For
shit.
what?
Desert Storm. Hey, dude, hey.
No, if I put my mask on.
But that's the thing.
I was fast with it.
Right, look, but you gotta seal it. But you gotta seal it.
Oh,
you don't seal it,
man.
Yeah, look, man, you gotta seal it.
Yeah, much practice as we have with the false alarms, man.
You know, I used to sleep with my mop suit on the mask. Dude, I'm telling you, that's why I can't sleep to this day. We was getting, it was like every hour, because you call them false alarm.
Yeah.
All I heard,
oh yeah, you put it on.
You put it right.
Oh yeah, and then they said false alarm, but
it's
fully dressed.
But it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you can't take a chance.
You can't take a chance because it might be the real deal.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, so we all had to go through that. Putting it on.
Tell me about the foxhole. Did you do the foxhole that night, the night of the war?
What do you mean do it? I ain't going that thing.
Shit, man, you ain't getting the foxhole.
For what?
Come on, man. See, this is 315 quartermaster, 431st, man. We was different. Cause one, we got.
Why were you in there?
Dude, we was on guard duty.
Man, I ain't
This is what I'm saying.
It's the desert.
We was over there how many months before y'all? 2 months?
Probably like 2 months, yeah.
See, we was way up towards Kuwait by the time y'all got there.
Yeah, you went to Kuwait. I didn't go there.
Yeah.
You were a citizen over there, so spent so much time, but I never went, so we did just saw it. But we had them there, but
Right.
I didn't go. I looked down that thing, man. It was dark. No,
You ain't getting the foxhole
there
there.
was no need.
Did y'all dig them?
Nah.
Y'all didn't dig? Dude, everywhere we went, every time we was moving, we'd dig a foxhole.
Modern military, man. We had the backhoe. Those things were dug out.
No, it's your squad leaders. No, our squad leaders, man, remember, Cornigan and all them dudes with the Vietnam. So they was our squad leaders, so they treating Desert Storm like it was Vietnam.
Yeah.
So we was digging foxholes. To get in them and die.
There was no need for those, man. We weren't attacked. They surrendered. Y'all digging
We in foxholes.
Man,
Look,
how deep were they?
dude, deep enough to bury your ass if you.
No, those backhoes dug our things deep. They were like caves.
Dude,
I wasn't going in there.
they would look. That's
Man,
all
I
we
looked
had.
in there. No. I don't know how far back that thing go on.
I had Rogers and all them dudes digging these foxholes.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'd have passed from that. Yep.
Dude, every night, man, we get in the foxhole because we watching the scud mist fly over our heads. Yeah, man, we had a different war, man.
Yeah, I just stood outside and watched it go over my head, man. No foxhole, man. Like I said, those hours were too deep. With no light, with no moon and no stars out, that place, you can't even see your hands. So there was no way.
It was pitch black outside.
Yeah, like I said, it was scorpions, and then the vipers started coming out. Yeah, I wasn't getting in there. They could have that. That was for them. That's what they dug that for, get them a place so they didn't bother us, man. I wasn't going in there.
Man. 5 Foot Productions in the building. Garnett, before we go, anything you want to say to these veterans out here struggling, and any encouraging words to our brothers and sisters out there?
Yeah, speak up about it if you're going through some things. Talk to somebody. Help is out there now. It's more readily available than it was back when we were younger. They got commercials talking about mental health and PTSD. Intranet wasn't really kicking like that when we came up, so that came around in the mid-90s.
We didn't have any computers in
here. Yeah, you have so many resources. If you think you need help, please seek it out, man. It can be treated. Cool.
Again, Garnett Struthers in the building.
Dr. Graham.
My man, 50 grand. Boosie.
Nah, you're Boosie, man.
Hey, you Boosie. Again, we did that.
Yes.
5 Foot Production in the building. We signing off.